Good morning, good morning. Gee, it's great to start your day with coffee with Karma today. I'm going to do a quick mic check because I did forget to do that. I don't know if you can even hear me. And that seems to be not working. Um, testing, testing. Okay. All right. Everything seems to be working. Sorry about that. I, it's Monday morning. Let's start it again. Good morning, good morning. Gee, it's great to start your day with coffee with Karma today. So, have you ever wondered if your book could actually grease the wheels of networking and getting more clients? Well, today I'm going to give you 5 genius ways to use your book for effortless networking. I'm going to start off with a little story. I was at an event that had nothing to do with authors. It was it was like a meeting for a class I was taking, and there was a break where we were all having lunch, and we were all talking around the table, and it came up that I was an author. Next thing you know, I'm peppered with questions, and I sold a book. The intention wasn't there, I didn't even have a copy. He had to go to Amazon and buy and he literally bought it, he brought out his phone and bought my book. So, having a book, being an author can actually start conversations because then he started asking me about why this book and about my author's journey and all that kind of thing. So, being an author greases the wheels of conversations that can lead to book sales and potentially clients. And now I'm going to share with you 5 a little more outside of the box ways. Some of them you may have heard of because I have talked about them before, but let's go, just in case you haven't. Tip number 1 is gifting your book to influencers to create to either collect endorsements for the book or your work or to start a joint venture collaboration. And there's different ways to do this, but probably the best way is to first start following the influencer because you need to know something about this person. You need to know something about so that you can connect, make the bridge between you and what you do and them and what they do. And so you follow them and you learn what they're talking about, what's important to them. And when you can find something that is, oh, this is an overlap, comment, comment, like, support their engagement in their social media for a little while so they start to notice you and recognize your name. Then and there's 2 ways that you can actually directly approach them and say, "Hey, I'd like to gift you a copy of my book. Um, where should I send it?" Or or if their mailing information is available, get a physical copy of your book, write a letter that connects connects you and them in some way. "I've been following you. I love what you do, and it made me think that you might find value in this book, and I would love to talk to you about any potential way that I can help support your journey." And just leave it at that. Don't pitch anything. Just leave it at that. This is a gift and it needs to come off as a gift. And you need to think of it in your own mind that this is a gift and may not end up anything. Now, obviously, you don't send this to everyone. You send it to the people who you think has a high chance of having something happen. And then you mail it. And then a couple of weeks later, you follow up and say, "Hey, did you get my book?" If they haven't, I mean, I'd say a percentage of the influencers will acknowledge the book. A percentage won't. And sometimes, I sent my book to someone who knew me, and they never acknowledged the book. Go figure. So you just follow up and don't be a creeper. Be open, be honest, be enthusiastic, and if they like what they see, they will come to you. So that's tip number 1, and I actually have a whole process that I do, and that process will be, a part of what I teach in the book marketing club, which will be launched very soon. If that's something of interest to you, it's a mastermind and a book marketing training program. Just drop book marketing club in the comments, and I'll reach out to you with more information. Tip number 2, speak at live events and sell your books from the stage. Now, there's a and actually there's 2 you could give your book to members of the audience. That's one way to do it, if you know that book converts into clients, for sure, which means you've tested it, and people who read this, 50% of them turn into clients. Excuse me. Then it makes sense to gift the book to your entire audience. Now, if the percentage is lower than 50%, say it's 25%, then what I recommend doing is selling the book from the stage, because the people who buy the book are gonna be in the higher percentile of, so people, like, if you speak from the stage and sell your book from the stage, and you normally get a 25% conversion rate of people who read the book turning into clients. In this scenario where you're speaking and selling, you'll get a higher percentage. Why? Because they've seen you speak. And if they went to the back of the room to buy your book, they probably spoke to you one-on-one, even if there were other people around. So they have connected with you in a way that someone who just buys your book off of Amazon cannot. So that's another way to grease the reels of turning your book into clients. 3, host your own book study groups or masterminds. So, for example, I could take public speaking superpowers. Each chapter could easily be like a month of study. And I could do a year-long program that helped people become better public speakers from 0 to speaker in 1 year using my book as a framework. I could easily do that with the Author series too. And in fact, in a way, I'm going to be launching in October a program that basically gets you from 0 to first draft in 8 weeks and to publication in 90 days, depending on which you decide to do. So, you can use your books to create programs, and the fact that someone buys your book, they're gonna be more likely to want to be in your program. You can offer your book as a fun icebreaker at networking events. Now, this is if I recommend doing this if your book is 100 pages, like 75 to 100 pages. So, it's a nice slim book. It's probably only cost you a couple of dollars per book to buy, and then it becomes sorta like your big business card. Now, normally, I don't like to talk about big business cards, but in 2024 and beyond, the book business cards themselves don't work anymore, but books do. Books do, and so you can use it as an enhanced business card. I mean, it's not really a business card, but it's more than that. It's way more than that, and it greases the wheels, and you know what? Most people at networking events are not gonna have a book to just hand people. They're just not. Because most people don't realize how easy it is to do this technique, but now you do. So use it. Tip number 5, partner with nonprofit organizations for book, donations, incentives, things like that. So this makes sense if you can partner with an organization who's in alignment with your book. So, like, I could take Public Speaking Superpowers, partner with a speaking organization where at wholesale, they buy copies of my book wholesale for their members. I put in a page, the first page in the book is gonna say, "This book was given to you by such and such organization." So I do a little bit of work to customize the book. They pay me wholesale, so I'm not really making, I might make 25 cents per book. You give them a really low cost, so they're basically buying it almost at cost to you. You should make a tiny bit of profit just to make it worth your while. And then but don't I mean, I wouldn't do more than 25 cents, really, honestly. They send it to their members. Their members now have your book. A percentage of those members are gonna wanna seek more information from you, plus you've made clients, and you made that organization look good because they just had a really low cost way to add extreme value to their members. And you can do this as a one-time thing, or you can have a long-time partnership where your book goes into their welcome kit. Genius. So there you go. There are 5 ways to use your book as a networking tool to grow your business. And on Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about 5 powerful strategies to leverage your book for expert status. And I hope to see you then. And I also hope that you will be participating in this week's events for the Serve Up Your Book This Summer event. On Tuesday, I will be doing a LinkedIn Live and um, what is my schedule? So Tuesday at 5:30 PM Central, I'll be talking about the 5 phases of book marketing and how you can leverage them to best effect. And then I believe it's Wednesday, I have a video dropping. It's about 15 minutes long that talks about how to grow your author platform. And you can learn more about all of that by going to this URL. I believe I can pop it into the comments. Actually, better. No, I guess I have to do it this way. It is dropped in some comments. Not all platforms will accept comments. I thought there was a way to do a banner. Huh, not really, not on this one. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that it is. This one doesn't do it. StreamYard does, but I'm using Restream.io for this, and I can't figure out how to add that. So I'll add that later. I'll drop it in the comments. But it is karmaspence.com/, serve up your book this summer with hyphens in between the words. So there you go. And of course, if you're following me on any of my social media platforms, I've been talking about them and you can find them there too. I will see you on Wednesday. This is Karma Spence, who helps people write, publish, and market a client attracting book in 90 days or less.